Good Lord, folks. Good Lord. I think we all saw this coming with the fan base. I was going to say being split, but the fan base really wasn't split. The fan base were just kind of split on, I guess you could say, on how bad it was, or how kind of good it was. I will leave my movie review attached here, but for me it was somewhere between meh and average good time, and which is kind of where I figure I would be. And that's kind of where I figure I will be for Superman. I probably will like the Thunderbolts less than Superman and Fantastic Four less than Superman. But we'll just have to see. I do not find myself thinking that any of these three movies to come out will make me happy. However, I did have some moments here in this movie where I was like, there's some good parts, especially the fight with the Hulk. However, the world has spoken. While Captain America Brave New World is projected to remain in first place at the box office this weekend, it's also poised to have one of the steepest drops in history of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. According to Deadline, Brave New World is estimated to bring in around $28 million domestically during its second weekend, which would be a substantial 68% decline from its debut. While that hold is stronger than the drop-offs seen by Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which was 70%, 200%, and the Marvels, 78%, it still ranks near the bottom when compared to all of the titles in the franchise. Well, I'll tell you this, Marvel. You made this bed over years. This isn't a bed made with just this movie. You know that. Okay? This is a bed made over several years of bed bugs. You got bed bugs, urine stains, doo-doo stains, all in the Marvel bed. And nobody wants to sleep with you no more. Nobody wants to get in bed with you no more. And I know you watch me, and I know you watch like The Critical Drinker, Nerdrotic, and the rest of us. I know you watch us, okay? And you know how the fan base feels. I don't know if you've been in a bubble. I don't know if you were forced to make your movies like this, but you knew that this was coming. This isn't a surprise to you. Nobody believes the budget. Nobody believes you're recouping your money. Everyone believes you're in the hole with this, okay? The majority of people believe you're in the hole with this, okay? Very much of the fan base and people are online these days. This is the reason why the boycotts actually work with companies, because so many people are online. Some people try to talk like a lot, not enough of fan bases are online to really know they are online. That's the reason why they're not going to these movies, okay? Because everyone is discussing why they can't stand what you've been doing to their most beloved IPs over the years. Just haven't been listening. You, along with everybody else. Bud Light woke up real fast, didn't they? A whole lot of companies found out the hard way, not listening to the people who have been speaking out online. Social media is where it's at. YouTube is the biggest form of entertainment, period, point blank. It is where it's at. You want to be successful? Pay attention to YouTube. Pay attention to YouTube. And more importantly, read the comments. Your bot comments don't work. Your bot comments and lies about how good a movie is, or your istophobe comments about us, about people that don't like what you're dishing out, they don't work. People are awake, okay? And the people that have taken the woke pills, that have the woke mind virus, they're just, they know. They know all of it's garbage. They're very unhappy that all of these woke movies have not succeeded. They're very mad that all these woke video games have not succeeded. Okay? They know that their time is up with that. Okay? So it is what it is. That's the only advice I can give you is to pay more attention to your fans. Start paying attention to your fans. Get back to doing what you were doing. Okay? Because all the lies, all the propaganda, it's not working to make these movies a success. Okay? I was one of the people in the empty theaters that went to see Captain Marvel. I was one of the people. Okay? So when you came out and said it was $1 billion, and then I had people from Hollywood telling me that companies buy up movie theaters all the time. They buy seats all the time to push their movie over a certain, their numbers over a certain line to make their movie look better than what it was. I was like, that's what happened. So it may have theoretically, truly hit $1 billion, but it wasn't because of organic word of mouth and crowds being pleased. It was because who was running the show bought the tickets. Okay? So, yeah. Look, I'm looking for you. Look, Daredevil looks like it's going to be what all the young'uns are saying now. Peak Marvel is back. Because it ain't with Thunderbolts and it's not with Fantastic Four. And peak DCU is not coming with Superman. Okay? And listen, I've been doing this 13 years. Very rarely wrong here. I have been wrong, but very rarely wrong. I'm more right than I'm wrong. I'm calling it. Okay? Now, if all three of these movies are supreme hits in peak Marvel and peak DC, I will come online and I will say I was wrong. Hey, they fooled me. They were right. They were right to say their movie was gonna please fans. Hey, now you know what? I've got more trust in DC, and I've got more trust in Marvel. I'm gonna go see more movies and hope they're gonna be good and hope they're gonna keep pleasing us. But I just highly doubt that is going to happen. There are a handful of MCU films in the same ballpark as Captain America Brave New World, as they dropped somewhere in the 67 to 67.8% range. This group includes Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. Of course, Spider-Man No Way Home. What? Spider-Man, didn't Spider-Man No Way Home didn't they do $1 billion? Okay, I'm not. Okay, that still doesn't mean it wouldn't do $1 billion. It was like you can your numbers can be really huge and you can still drop 67%, but you still did huge numbers. I get that. Okay. Thor: Love and Thunder and Black Widow. Depending on how Brave New World performs over the rest of the weekend, it could end up with MCU's third lowest drop of all time. Yeah, it's like one movie could come out and do, like 500 million. One could come out and do 200 million. And they both could drop 67%, but one still has the bigger numbers. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, so I get that. Captain America Brave New World easily posted the biggest opening weekend of the year. So far, grossing 100 million domestically over the extended President's Day weekend. However, from the jump, there were indications it would not be one of MCU's top earners. Its haul from previous screenings was lower than Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, setting the stage for a relatively underwhelming film. I liked it more than Quantumania. Due to those factors, the expectation was that Brave New World would be front-loaded going into the weekend, projections indicating that it would gross around 30 plus million. Brave New World sports a production budget of around 180 million, which no one believes, a figure that actually is much smaller than most recent Marvel movies. While Brave New World should still be able to turn a profit by the end of its theatrical run, this is a disappointing development for Marvel. The project is fairly important within the overall framework of the multiverse saga, establishing Sam Wilson as the leader of the Avengers. I still don't see him as a leading man yet, but he could be. I didn't see Chris Evans as one either until Captain America, the Winter Soldier. So maybe he just needs the Russos to direct, and he'll be right where he needs to be. So we'll see. 10 million subscribers. Woo!